Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Since I started doing this channel, I have had one question over the last year specifically: Natasha Denona or Pat McGrath? If you followed me for a while on Instagram and on here, you will know these are two of my favourite eyeshadow makers. When I discovered Natasha Denona in 2020, I was obsessed. I went out and bought pretty much all of the mini palettes. I have been banging on about how great she is. I've avoided Pat McGrath mainly because I was so terrified I would love it, that and it is, you know, on the pricier side, so I kind of withheld for a little while. Then she brought out her Huetopian Dream Mothership palette last year, and there were loads of deals going on, and I just decided to go for it, and I fell down that rabbit hole that I was ever so scared of. So I'm here today to answer your question: Natasha Denona or Pat McGrath? We are going to do one palette on each eye, and I'm going to talk you through it, zoom you in. We're going to go through finishes, we're going to go through all the things I love about them both, and then we're going to round up at the end. So guys, if that's what you're interested in, keep on watching. So for today's video, guys, I've picked out two of my favourite palettes. So the Glam Palette by Natasha Denona, this is very new to me. I've had the mini Glam for ages, but the Glam is new. This is the big one. This colour story is absolutely insane. For my silvery dark hair, this cool toned palette is kind of everything. It gives me all the looks that I love, and it's just such a great everyday palette. I chose a Mothership palette that's not a similar story, but it's a kind of more neutral for Pat McGrath. And this is the Mothership Midnight Sun palette. I believe it's number 6. I'm not sure. I'm not down with all that information. But if you take away the astral shades, these four, if you look at these other shades, this is a really pretty neutral palette. So we're going to do one on each eye. Now, let's go through them quickly first. So we've established the Natasha Denona is a mix of mattes and shimmers and crystal shades, so you can achieve any eye look with this. I don't know if you can see, I will do a little insert here, but the names of the colours are absolutely brilliant. It's like centre lid, outer lid, inner corner, crease, transition, all the things you need to know where they go, because a palette like this can be a little bit overwhelming. Although all the shades are quite similar tones, you know, you might not know what to do with all of them all at once. So it's good to be guided. I love that. Both palettes are made in Italy. If you're looking for quality makeup, anything made in Italy is usually the way to go. They do lots of baked products there. Hourglass are made in Italy as well. They just kind of really know their stuff in Italy with makeup. And the Pat McGrath palette we are using here is again made in Italy. There's a mix of the matte shades, there's a mix of the astral glittery shades, and some really pretty shimmers in there. So again, you can get an everyday look with this, although it can look a little bit scary to people that don't typically use these kind of shadows. Trust me when I tell you, they are gorgeous. Now, when people say to me, what's your favorite, all of that stuff, I really can't compare between the two, because for me, Natasha Denona is your kind of everyday staples. When you're going to work, when you're, you know, toning it down, you can go really smoky with Natasha Denona, you can go really crazy with colours, but the Pat McGrath shades are the glitters, they are the banging shades, they are the ones that really are more theatrical than the Natasha Denona ones. So guys, let's get into it. Let's do Natasha first. So for today's base, we are going to use the Maybelline Colour Tattoo in Bad, the bronze, on and on bronze, depending which country you're in. We're going to do that on both eyes, but I'm only going to do one eye at a time. So I'm just going to go in with my finger, get about that much of the product, and just apply it with my finger straight onto the eye. We sort of go there, pull it up as far as you can really, because we're going to be covering a lot of space today. I have got hooded eyes, so bear that in mind when I'm doing my eye makeup. Right, that's that. Look how natural that is. And that is a really good base for these kind of neutral tones. So let's start with the transition shade. And by the way, the mirror on this one is phenomenal. So I haven't had a chance to wash my brushes, so please do not judge. But this, I've been using this for the same palette. So we are going to go into, let's go into Crease first, which is this colour here, this sort of grey browny tone. Now for some people, the grey brown isn't going to be for everyone, but do you know what? I absolutely love it for my skin tone, my hair, everything. So look how easily this blends. This is why I love Natasha Denona. Like, honestly, there's no fallout, there is no dragging, there's no like brush marks. Look at that. That is utterly flawless. So when I'm getting ready in the morning, you're doing a quick eye, that's what you want. So I always do my eye makeup the same way. This is going to be both eyes. I'm going to do exactly the same, just with different shades. So I used my brush for that, and this is the Zoeva 227. I have about 5 of these brushes. I am not exaggerating. Let me see. So I've been using both these palettes on a day-to-day basis. I'm looking for the right brush. So this brush is the Zoeva 231, and it's a Petite crease brush, which is exactly what I'm going to use it for in here. So we're going to go in with the shade Smoke, which is this brown here, and just tap it in. Look how much pigment you get. Again, why we love Natasha. And then I just basically pat it where I want it to go. And this is another reason why we love her, because you just apply the colour where you want it. Pat, pat, pat. See, it's nice and smoky. And get this brush we just used and blend it out. I'm gonna look crazy, and I've done this with 2 completely different eyes, but... And these shades are like, they almost feel like cream to powder. I'm not sure if they are. I'm assuming that's why you don't get any fallout. And then just sort of brush this out a little bit to diffuse it. And then I'm gonna get another brush, and I'm gonna use it to use the blend colour. So that's this sort of warm tone here. And I'm just literally gonna do that, tap it on, and blend. Again, this is a 227, another one. And just blend it all together to warm it up. And this is why, again, we love her. Look at this. Easy, easy, easy. Blend, blend, blend. Super simple. Pull it out a little bit. You could leave it there. Like, totally, I could rock this look with some eyeliner and some mascara. But we're not going to do that, guys. We are going to add some shimmer. So I'm gonna, there's one here called Outer Eyelid, so let's apply a bit of that. I'm gonna use a flat brush for this, my Chanel Ride or Die. I don't even know what it's called because I've had it for 20 odd years and the name's come off. So I'm gonna go to Outer Eyelid, which is this shimmery taupe, I wanna say. I'm just gonna put it there on the outer eyelid, and look at that sheen. Honestly, this is why Natasha does what she does. It's just so pretty, and it's really like neutral as well. So even though it's shimmery, even though it's quite dark, you could totally rock this for the daytime. I'm gonna get my blend shade again on that brush, not adding any more colour, just blend, 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 as the name suggests. Now let's do a shimmer. Let's go centre eyelid. Let's do what we're told. Let's do the gold centre eyelid. Ring finger usually works best because it's like, oh my God, look at that. Usually works best because it's the one that applies less pressure. And Natasha Denona always says on her YouTube, don't feel like you can't apply pressure. You apply the pressure to get the best colour payoff. And I mean, look at that colour payoff. So I'm going to put it in the centre, and then again, I'm going to get that brush with no extra colour on it, and then just blend it all together. And then I'm going to go back in with the dark to kind of finish everything up. I mean, look at it, it's just so great. I'm going to get that crease brush again, dip it back into Smoke, tap it there. I'm actually going to bring it round a little bit just to tidy that line up, and then I'm going to get my brush with the crease colour blend, sorry, the blend colour. Look at that. Compared to that, look at those eyes. That's now awake. I want to go off camera, put my eyeliner on and put some mascara on this eye, and we'll come right back. Right, so I've gone away, I've done my eyeliner, no mascara yet, but I'm going to put on lash line, if you can see that, along the lash line, over the top of the eyeliner that I have on. So I'm using my tiny little crown brush. So I've got a mirror here, so it might look a little bit crazy, but we're gonna do it because I am not that person that can do eyeliner without a mirror. As you can see, I put some eyeliner underneath my eyeline here. So I'm going to smoke that out with the lash line shade. And there we go. That's your finished look. Let's get some mascara on and come back. And there you have it, guys. That's the finished eye look. As you can see, beautifully blended. I am no makeup expert by any means. I have never claimed to be a makeup artist, nothing. I just love makeup. And honestly, any Natasha Denona palette you buy, any mini palette, you will get the same quality. The looks will be different. Obviously, you go for a color story that suits you, your skin, your hair, everything. But this kind of palette, it's so neutral. Even though it is slightly more cool toned, it is very neutral. So if you have 60 quid to spend on an eyeshadow palette that will last you for donkey's years, I highly recommend this one. It's phenomenal. Again, the Mini Glam, you could get this look with the Mini Glam palette. I have done, I love that palette. That's why I splurged on the big one, because the Mini Glam is the one I kept on going back to every single time. So guys, let's do Pat McGrath. Let's do this palette. We're going to do a very neutral eye again, but we are going to go for a big finish with one of these glitters, because this is why you cannot compare Natasha Denona and Pat McGrath. Natasha Denona is a very amazing eyeshadow maker. Her palettes are great. You can get dramatic looks, but where the drama and the theatrical side comes from is Pat McGrath. So let's go. So let's prime again. So we're going to use the same colour, badge the bronze, on and on bronze, whatever you want to call it, whichever part of the world you're in. The only reason I say that is because in America it's called on and on bronze. It's turned slightly so you can see close up. And again, we're only going to do the same thing. We're going to put it all over the lid, then pull up. The reason we pull up is because if you have hooded eyes, oily eyelids or anything, this base will help the colour stick to it and it will stop it from creasing. And the more you pull it up, the more you kind of blend it out, the less likely you are to have any dragging, any, you know, anything like that. The good base is key because it neutralises your skin tone of your eye and it helps the eyeshadow go on a lot cleaner. So that's that. Right, let's get into the eyeshadow palette. So first of all, we're going to do what we did last time. I'm going to get a completely clean brush because I haven't used this palette for a little while. It probably, I don't want to say my favourite Pat McGrath because I have loads of Pat McGrath products now and I always say they're all my favourites, but I'm going to go in this shade as the kind of transition shade. This side is a lot warmer, which is nice because it shows you a bit of a difference. And again, you don't need much product. Pigment is insane with Pat McGrath. So I'm just going to put that there and then just roll it like a window wiper, back and forward, round and round, like we did with Natasha Denona, and pull it right up to the lash line, brow line. And again, you can put in a bit more if you want to. I think I'm going to do a bit more, just go a bit dramatic. And if you tilt your head up ever so slightly, hooded eyes girls, if you tilt your head up ever so slightly, you get right in that head. That's why I'm kind of looking down at myself here. There you go, gorgeous. Pull it out a bit. Always on about that wing, always going to get it kind of lifted. So that's a beautiful start. Then we're going to do what we did last time. Let me find a brush. This is another crease brush. We're going to go in with the darkest shade there. And again, be very careful with this one. It's almost black and it is like crazy pigmentation. So again, I'm going to lift my head up ever so slightly. For some reason, this side is more hooded than the other. And then I'm going to back and forth. Going to pull this in a bit more than I did with the Natasha Denona one, because it's kind of, I don't know, because you can a bit more with Pat McGrath. You can kind of do a bit more pulling. And I'm going to get that same brush with no colour on it, this one, the transition one, and then just roll it over the top. And this kind of blends the two shades together, so it doesn't look like it's got like a full-on line there. You just kind of blend, 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 blend. It's all about the blend. Might go a bit more darkness there, because this is going to be quite dramatic. Let's be dramatic, why not? Oops. That's not the same brush. Blendy, blendy, blendy. Talk amongst yourselves. That's the thing, it can take a few minutes, but once you get the knack down, it takes nothing. I'm going to go out a bit more just to kind of blend it all together. Look at that, gorgeous. Now, I am just going to go straight for the glitter because I love it. I'm going to use, let's go for the copper. Let's go for this copper glitter here. Right, I'm going to try and do this with my non-dominant hand. But seriously, look at that. I mean, this is like, when I show you this, you're going to see the difference here. I'm trying to do it so I don't completely block your vision, but not get it all over my face. I mean, look at that. Glorious copper. Absolutely glorious. And I get my blending brush and then just blend together. Because although these are glitters, they blend superbly well. I'm gonna blend those together. Flick up. Now with these, you do get a teeny tiny bit of fallout, but it's not nothing to like be upset about. Look at that. Absolutely phenomenal. Now, we have to decide what we're going to do. Maybe a little bit of the dark, just to kind of blend it all together a bit. There we go. And the great thing with these products is it takes no time. Like, you get maximum payoff for such little effort. It's ridiculous. So that's that finished look for the Pat McGrath. And I'm going to put my eyeliner on again and come back for the mascara application, and then we're good to go. I'll show you my eyeliner application, but please don't judge me because it's absolutely terrible. So I'm using Obsidian by Hourglass, which is a gel liner. I just pull my lash line and then I just kind of apply a very messy line there, like that. And then I get my little saviour, my little brush, and I smoke it out. Covers a multitude of sins, looks more natural, and makes it look like that's what you're meant to do. I love it. Pull it out for a little wing. I would pull a bit down here to kind of pull the look together. I did apply the Natasha Denona eyeshadow on top, but here I don't really know if I can do that. I'm going to try a bit of that really dark shade and get a little bit in there. See if this does anything extra. Put it on top there. Might look a bit smokier. Nice. And then I'm going to get the Pat McGrath, the Dark Star mascara. I only got the little one to start with because I hate spending loads of money on mascara if it's not good, but actually this one's really good. I like the brush. I like that it kind of hugs the lashes and separates them and makes them look quite long, because you've heard me complain about my lashes before. My lashes are crap. So let's bring the hair down and show you the finished looks. Now, if you look at my eyes before we started and now, they are so much bigger, more intense, a lot more smoky. You've just got a really great look going on. So I'm going to come in a bit closer and show you the Pat McGrath side. And the Natasha Denona side. So, you can understand now when I say to you, I can't choose between the two, because I genuinely can't. They are totally different makers of eyeshadow. It more depends on your everyday vibe. For me, every day, Natasha Denona, all day long, love her, can slap it on. Look, the look you get is just so work appropriate, it's great. If I was going out for dinner or a night in the town or something, Pat McGrath is the one. It brings the glitter, it brings the glitz, it brings all that stuff. I mean, this is lovely with the, you know, the copper on top. But if I wanted to add some actual like glitter shimmer, I can get a bit of this shade. Look at that. And just tap it over top. Look at that. Disco ready eyes. I sort of tap it a bit everywhere. Get a blending brush. Party time. Within 5 seconds, you're good to go. That's a gift, like that. That's amazing. And then Natasha Denona shimmer shades, they are great. They're really shimmery, really glittery, but the Pat McGrath is show-stopping. Like, that is show-stopping. So yeah, I can't choose between the two. That's my roundup. I love them both. They both serve very different looks for me equally. What do you think? Which would you go for? Now, Pat McGrath, Mothership palettes retail at around £115. On her website, there are always sales, there are always deals. I have never paid any more than £80 for one of these. And look at the size of the palettes. The size of the pans, sorry, in this palette are gigantic. And you saw how much colour payoff you get. You literally will never use this up in a lifetime. I never will. And the Natasha Denona is so great for every day. You can do so many different looks. You could do a complete matte look, you can do a complete shimmer look, one and done shadows, you can do the lot. Same with Pat McGrath. You know, these, if like I say, if you take away the party shades, that is a gorgeous palette. That is a stunning autumn winter palette. You add those in, pew. I don't use this one very much because I don't really do blue or purple, but everything else, I'm here for it. So guys, let me know down below, who do you prefer? Do you have a preference? Do you prefer one over the other? Do you think it's overpriced? What are your views on these palettes? I'm here to hear for it. Take care guys, I will see you in the next video. Thank you again so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you like my content, and I will see you next Sunday for another video. Take care. So I'm going to use the base for both eyes. We're going to do similar colours on each eye, and I can show you kind of what we're doing. So we're going to use the try that again.